And welcome, folks, to the talk show, Let the Truth Be Told. I'm your host, Pastor David. And, folks, we got a great show today. We're going to talk about the governmental shutdown and why it's really a shutdown. And we're going to discuss some other things that's current in the news. So if you ain't got nothing to do, call your friends and let them know. You're listening to the radio. I'm your host, Pastor David. Come on in. Thank you. And welcome, folks, to the talk show, Let the Truth Be Told. I'm your host, Pastor David. And first, let me give all praises to God and my Lord and Savior, Yahshua. And I want to welcome everybody to the show. Well, let me say this. This is totally ridiculous. The Democrats have really shown themselves to be asinine because they're fighting to keep the illegals here in our country. It was under the Democratic leadership that damn Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all the rest of them dipsticks who opened our borders and brought all these people into our country. And now we got all these illegals over here hiding and proclaiming that they like American citizens. They haven't spent one red dime or made any investments in our country. To the American people and patriots across this country, especially Black Americans, we can see exactly now what the Democrats have done. They've been so worried about losing power because they screwed Black people so bad, they got Black people voting for them, and soon as the illegals got here, they sent them to the Black community. And we still got Negroes like King Jeffrey and everybody else fighting for them. We got this idiot Brandon Johnson and Mayor Pritzker giving them money, $2.5 billion, creating programs so they can get free education. And Black people here, and ain't no American get no damn free education here. We pay for everything. And now we paying for them? This bullshit got to stop. It's got to stop right now. And Pastor's going to use a few choice words tonight. So if you don't be happy with it, then that's too bad. Go somewhere else and listen. But I'm going to tell you, it's a damn shame that we, the people of this country, who have invested, especially Black citizens, this to y'all Negroes out here listening to me today, our ancestors died on plantations. Just like in the movie Django, they'll put a Black man in between two horses and let him run in different directions and split his ass open. Those things are true. Those are the things that the Black people have suffered in this country, and we still was forced to build it. The Democratic Party has always been the party of, I got your back, yeah, with a knife in it. And here it is, clearly we're seeing it. There is no more hidden agendas. There is no more down low Barack Obamas. It is in our face each and every day. Our kids can't even get into the schools without trying to be turned into homosexuals. They're not teaching them nothing. And they have the audacity to take school buses from our children here in Chicago, disable school buses, and give it to migrant children talking about they can't speak English. Like I give a damn about that. I'm so sick and tired of everybody trying to turn the United States into damn Mexico. Everywhere you go, they got da, 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 da. I'm so sick and tired of it. They need to learn English as the main language of this country, and that's what it is. And yet they have the audacity to take our money and then protest? Your ass over here illegal, and you protesting? That's so disrespectful to us as Americans, white Americans, black Americans. If you came over here and you got here legally, you are an American. And Mexicans who came over here, they should be pissed off too. Just as Americans should. But to the American people and patriots across this country, we can see who the real enemy is. They lied their ass off talking about, well, Trump is the one shutting it down. No. Had it not been for Trump and all the rest of the Republicans who stood up and said, no, we're not going to give you $1 trillion to promote illegal health care. These are the things that they've said. See, to the American people and patriots, if you didn't read the bill, this is the show to watch, because we're going to take it apart to show you just who the damn enemy is. It's the Democratic Party. We got them clowns like Jasmine Guys, King Jeffrey, and all the rest of them. Maxine Waters looking like a lizard by the face. Been in office for 50 years. And look at California. And that's what they're trying to do. The Democrats are trying to turn all our major cities, black communities, into little Mexicos. And then saying that, let me get my group in so we can break this down for you. What's up, Randy?
Good evening.
What's up, Dre?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Hey, look at the Queen. What's up, Queen?
How you doing? I'm out there sharing this whole show.
I love it. So, guys, listen to this. Okay, so here we go in Chicago, Broadview, Illinois. And the sad thing of it is they're still processing these people, giving them houses, cars, vouchers, money, Medicare, Medicaid, and they've never spent a penny in this country. Not one, no investments. And when they get our money, they take it back to their country. Mm-hmm. See, the problem that I'm really having is this. If I was the president of the United States, I would have got me a big old saw and I would have cut Mexico's ass away from us. Okay? Then I would have eased on down there to California and just got that saw and cut California loose and just let it drift off in the Pacific somewhere. Because this is not a part of what Americans have died and fought for. That's what I'm mad about.
Pastor, it's just not Mexicans. You got to remember, during the Biden-Obama administration, the last 4 years, they let in 21 million people, and all of them, majority of them, got an Obama phone or a track phone, or we was paying for their housing, we was paying for their medicals. So these people are coming from China, they're coming from Africa, they're coming from South America, they're coming from Central America, they're coming from Mexico, they're coming from all over the world. And not only us is dealing with this, you got Japan, South Korea, UK, you got Switzerland. It's the globalists decided that they was going to push the one world ideology, and it backfired on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead, Randy. Y'all help me out today.
I would say when you mentioned Broadview, Illinois, I just want to give a shout out to Broadview, Illinois, because I went to Broadview Baptist Church growing up, and so it was So for those that are familiar with Broadview, Illinois, it was the old Baptist church on 17th Street. And then they moved over down to 25th Street. So I was part of that transition period. And during that time, Broadview was predominantly black. I just drove through there. I drove through there a couple months ago when I went back home to Chicago, and I didn't recognize it. I was like, what happened?
That's because the white folks took it back, okay? The Hispanics are out there. They've got their foot in, because our studios, when I was with Intellectual Radio, and I sent a shout out to Earl who helped me get started. Thank you, Earl. It was black. Broadview when I was a kid was black. But then now look at the shift. Now the Mexicans are there And in the town of Broadview, the mayor and the police chief, they're going along with it because they're getting money to have them there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's what this whole thing about.
Can we say this? I want for you to go back to Malcolm X. Don't say white people, because there's a difference between conservative whites and libtard whites. Malcolm X said it in the 70s, who's going to destroy the black community, and they the ones that's patting each other on the head. Poor little black kids, poor little black humans. Don't worry about the black man. We just going to... Thank you. It's not the white conservatives, because they're pretty much telling you, get the hell out of our pocket, stop taxing us to death. We don't want your help. It's the libtard community, the same ones that destroyed Tulsa, Oklahoma, the same ones that destroyed Rosewood, Florida, the same ones that are sitting here in SWATs in Chicago and Atlanta. It's the white libtards.
Okay, the white libertards are the ones. You know what? I was waiting for this show. So, Dre, you've been quiet now. Let's get Dre. What you were doing, Dre? What's going on with you? What's your thoughts?
Well, you guys got to remember, I was at that CBC legislative conference all week, so I'm still dealing with Democrat indigestion. But I'm just trying to catch up with a lot of what's been going on, because you guys mentioned Chicago, and Chicago just finished firing 40 truck drivers because none of them could speak English. Now, I got to give Mr. Binky some credit for this nickname. Higster said that Chicago didn't need any help with their enforcement. They didn't need the National Guard there. But as they have deployed more ICE agents, now they're starting to catch these truck drivers that have been not understanding English for all this time.
And you know what? This is the sad thing about it. Just like the Abib truck driver from Saudi Arabia somewhere, who turned on a made an unauthorized U-turn and killed a family down in Florida.
Yep.
It's all the ridiculous stuff that the Democratic Party are using in the swamp, like the DMVs, where the lady was giving out the license to. They couldn't even speak English. They couldn't even read English, and they were getting CDL licenses to drive on our public highways. How are you going to drive in America and you can't even understand English and what the signs say?
I need to go down there and give me one, because I drove military trucks and when I was in the Army, so I qualified to drive a big rig. So they need to go ahead and give me one if we on that.
Black man is at the bottom of the holding pole. Y'all ain't getting shit. Hold up, man. Y'all ain't getting. It's white women, black women, white men, and black men. Y'all forever been at the bottom of the totem pole. Y'all got kicked to the curb in the 60s, and now y'all clawing y'all way back into the family dynamics, and they don't know what to do with you. So now y'all turncoats. Now, I don't know what it is about Democrats that is attacking the male role model, no matter if it's Hispanic people, no matter if it's black men, white men. I don't know why they emasculating y'all and trying to make the men race the weakest it has ever been. Hillary Clinton just came out and said white Christian men is the worst thing since sliced bread and a danger to our society. So what are you talking about our brothers then? Because you white yourself.
Well, you know what? This is what I say.
You're super predators.
See, to black men out there, and I'm proud that black men are standing up now in numbers and voting and trying to pull our families back together.
Yeah,
that's why Pastor is doing the pardon czar thing. Is I'm working on trying to open the prison gates and let these black men come home to their families who've been given too much time for small crimes. I want to say it like that. And I'm seeing it every day across the country. And we, as black folks, need to be standing up now and supporting the first step chance that President Trump got and make sure that we get these brothers home, because that's what killed our communities. See, when you ain't got a man in the household, you got single black women raising sissies. That's what. They raising sissies. And so you can't, as a woman, you can't raise no man. I'm telling you. I was at the gym this morning. It's honest God truth. I'm sitting there at 5 o'clock in the morning. A single mother came in. She had this big old fat boy behind him, and he was a big old sissy. He was following her around like a kid in the candy store. That's what they wanted. That's what. That's what.
Hold up. I'm gonna speak out for the great single moms out there. It's a great single mom that co-parent with their daddies, their kids' fathers. I'm sitting here, I'm saying, thank God that I had the wherewithal to make sure that my kids knew their dad had a golden cape on, no matter if we was together or not.
Exactly.
You'll figure it out when you're older. But I am not finna take Colonel nor Billy's place and say your dad's ain't nothing but scrubs of society. That's a perpetual curse of generations.
Yeah.
And Pastor Lowery, there's another thing that's happening. There's like an economic report, and basically what this report did, it kind of highlighted the fact that African immigrants their families are growing at an astronomical rate. And then they go on to mention that they're treated differently. Now, if we look at Minnesota, where the last time we did a show, I mentioned that they're getting these benefits, they're having larger families, and then other people that are native to the United States aren't able to afford to have those larger families because they're not getting the benefits. So we're seeing this growth in population that's pushing Black Americans further to the back. Just like you said, Lucretia, since the 1960s, we've been at the bottom of the totem pole. And Randy, you mentioned the super predators thing, which is like, everybody's scared of us, but you can't be scared. Like these deportations are giving up Black Americans an excellent opportunity to be able to get into jobs. But we cannot sit idly by and not encourage our neighbor to take advantage of some of these housing opportunities, these benefits, and these jobs that are out there.
Well, you know, that's one of the. Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead.
I was just going to echo what Andre is saying there, and he's absolutely right. And to caveat with that also is the fact that a lot of Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, they sit back and they want somebody to knock on the door and hand feed them or spoon feed them these benefits or this information. You got to get up off your fourth point of contact and go out there and look for
that
it.
Ass. Get out that ass.
And do it and say, you know what? Hey, I'm here to fill out this application to apply for this. You know, or go on that website. Don't feed into the idea that because you're Black, like I think it was Hillary Clinton said it also, or what's her name? Adams, out of Georgia. They're talking about some Black folks can't afford computers.
Honey, that's
Stacey Abrams. Thank you. Yeah, she's talking about some, Black folks can't afford computers. It's like we can't navigate the internet.
That because I was, I was raised right, but I decided to sniff my own butt cheeks and have 4 kids before I was 20. Now, I was raised right. You get out there and you bust your ass, but I took the easy way out. When you understand that there's 3 and 4 generations on welfare or on the government titty, no one is going to tell them anything. So they're going to be perpetuating this same issue for the rest of their life and onto their bloodline. So until they actually get hunger, and actually when a woman fed up, there's nothing you can do about it when you're fed up with ducking for a drive-by, when you're fed up because your kids can't go out there and ride on a bike, when you're fed up because they'll rather scoot your kids along, but they still dumb as they just came out your twat. When that is the problem from the cradle to the grave, that they're going to forever perpetrate and take care of us while slaughtering over 50 million of our unborn children, which is wiped away 3 generations. 58. What is it going to take when you have the Debbie Wasserman Schultz? You have the podestas out there that says, don't worry about the Black community. We'll put $20 more in a welfare check. Let's have a taco bowl and focus on illegals. Because right now, the Democratic Black plantation is running out of blood to spill. So now they got to get a new voting block. They got to get a new voting base. And now again, the Black, the Black people and the poor white trash is kicked to the side. Because let's stop forgetting, it's not the Black people that's overwhelmingly on welfare and tore up from the flow up.
No,
it's the white trash.
Exactly. It is. And it is more white folks on welfare than it is Black folks. It always has been. But the focus that the Democrats have always had, see, I want to piggyback off what you said, Lucretia. See, when it all came down, push to shove, the Republicans said, we want Black people to get off their ass and go to work. We don't want to be working and paying taxes and Black folks laying around not doing nothing. And guess what?
That's racist. That's racist.
It's the truth.
That is true.
It's true.
Them damn Republicans are racist.
Look,
Okay,
man,
I was raised in a two-parent household. It wasn't my real father, but it was my daddy. So when I knew he got up and busted his tail to go to work, when we was out there on the junkyard, he teaching me how to drop a motor. He's telling me I can be equipped just like a man, but I get my butt up, get out there and work hard for everything. Sooner or later, I took the easy way out. I was raised right. I'm the prodigal daughter. So when you living in Prince Hall Avenue and you doing drive-bys at your house and you got gangbangers selling drugs on the stoop, when you go to the Democratic Party of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and you get an elderly old black muffin to sit there and tell you you are not supposed to be a part of the Democrats because you ask too many questions, you don't belong here, that don't do nothing but give people like me no hope of getting out of the hood until I get a swift kick up my ass and make my own self get up.
But you know what the sad thing for me is, when I start seeing this turn with the Democratic Party, they have always been harried. You know, the Democratic Party, their mascot is an ass. A donkey and ass. And black people, we've been that donkey that they've been riding. They got a carrot on a stick in front of our face, and they rode us all the way to the White House. They done rode us for 60 years and then turned around and kicked us off their ass. And now they got the Mexicans and the illegals. And
wait a minute, I got to say this, and I apologize to each one of you men. But when y'all come in and y'all take y'all rightful place, you are beaten back into submission. No matter if it's from the young YNs or from single moms, ratchet ass hood tricks. When y'all want to step up and take your rightful place as God, man, woman, and child, y'all are coming up against so much darkness within inside of our own race that they kick us out the culture to begin with. And I'd rather be an Uncle Tom. At least he was a hero.
Yes, he was. And you know, I'm going to say something to that, Lucretia, because you know, black men, you know, the ones who are coming home, and I'm working with some of them now, providing counseling for them, trying to get their head back in the right place. But it's going to have to be our black sisters who now need to actually see, there you go, who now need to actually see that they need our men. Our sisters need our men. White women have their husbands and their men supporting them. They did not fall for the Billie Jean King and the women's movement to where you don't need a man. Because
you gonna pay all my bills? You gonna pay all my bills? So you gonna take me to Ruth Chris Steakhouse on the first date? Or you gonna get my hair done? You gonna get my nails done? You gonna get my eyelashes done? Or you gonna take care of my 15 babies while you taking care of me? Don't nobody man want that.
And that's the thing, because society got our sisters thinking that a man is supposed to take care of them, and they don't do nothing. They just be there. They just be there, lay there for a while. Oh, is that good?
And be a pillow princess. we ain't got time for that. I need to do some work. I'm tired.
So, you know, help build a man up. That is our jobs, lady. We supposed to be the Aaron of the household. Okay, the man is supposed to be the Moses. Stop making him take his staff and whacking it upside a wall. You're supposed to be there as a helpmate and uplifting this man on a daily basis, not what you see on social media. Get it together, women.
Well, you know, that's the reason why that they didn't want the Bible being taught in the schools, and they didn't want the Black history to be taught into our children to show that men and women produce and make families.
Yeah,
we got a Democratic Party that don't want Black men and women to get married and raise Black men and Black women, that they decided to uneducate our children and teach them about homosexuality.
You know, the one thing, Pastor, I'm glad you mentioned that, because as I'm here in Austin, Texas, and the only time I see an actual strong, if I'm using quotations here, strong Black man within the Democratic Party is one that is subservient to the agenda. They're the ones that are like, you know, well, you got to understand how it is. Times have changed. It's like, no. Where's your woman at? Not your man. Where's your woman at?
Well,
where are your children at? and they'll say, well, my kids, they with their baby mama, and we just didn't work it out. And it's just like, because look at how you are now.
Yes.
You can't classify yourself as a man's man, because you're being emasculated and turned into this other thing, just so you can have position and power and name recognition in something that is inconducive to your lifestyle, to your livelihood. It makes no sense to me. It's mind blowing.
And you know what? That's a sad thing, because in a family structure, everybody got to know their place.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know your place, and they got women to the point where if a black man say that to a black woman, it's gonna be hell to pay. What you talking about? I know my place. You can't see. That's foolishness. But you see the white family growing, you see the Hispanic family growing, and everybody else kids growing up, and they've been husband and wives, except black men and women.
Yeah.
Yep. And he said that everyone has a role, and it's important that husband, wife, and children have a role. Because now that two of my kids are in public school, I'm sending them to public school this year, we miss them, the older kids, being back in the house, because they do so much to watch the little kids. They help out around the house, and we're just like, man, we be missing y'all during the day, and especially when I'm working from home. I have to battle the little kids from staying out of my office. So the roles are important, and they're not teaching these roles. And it's good that we're getting to a place now where the Bible is being placed back into school by the Trump administration. And we'll see if that's not reversed after he's out, then we will see a growth in the family dynamic. We'll see improvements, and I just think it's important that we keep that foundation there.
Let me say this to you, Dre. As long as God allowed me to be on this earth, when we get all this crap out the schools, Pastor, not never going to let that happen again. Men and women of God need to stand up for God. We need to stand up for Christ, and we need to stand up for all Americans. I'm not just talking about black pastors. I'm talking about white pastors. If you believe in God and Christ, this is the world that he gave us. He said, greater works you should do after I'm gone. That's what Christ said. Okay, now he's gone. He sent the Holy Spirit. Why are our pastors? And this is why I have a problem with these house Negro preachers jumping up and down, running around the church on Sunday, hooping and hollering and spitting and all the rest of that stuff, and then beg like hell for money. And y'all pastors listen to the show.
You're not Jamal Bryant. You'll never be Jamal Bryant. You are that sheep that should gather the flock. Even if Jesus left the 99 and went and got one, you already know what your calling is. You see the fruit of everything that you do. All three of y'all. When we're talking about these people, we're set aside from them, because we see what they're doing. We see what they're doing wrong. And them being men, this is when y'all come in and you correct them. Regardless if you believe it or not, fellas, you could tell by the fruit of your spirits and the people that are surrounding you how good and faithful you are. Your children in public school, but you you are in their lives. You up there in Texas, you already see how much your light is shining just by what you're saying. And then, Pastor, never compare yourself to Satan's little helpers, because you have set aside and you are doing your job as pointing these people out, because they're going to lead a lot of people astray.
And you know what? This is the whole thing. When you compromise God, and this is what the Democrats were allowed to do. They compromised the churches by giving out the faith-based money. They used people like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, the Jamal Bryants, and all the rest of the fake preachers around here with tight pants, jumping around on falling off scaffolding like Kirk Franklin, rest of these clowns who are using God's name to make money.
Yeah.
And that's, I've been pastoring for 5 years, been doing it all my life, but legally to give Caesar what's due to Caesar's 5 years with his paper. And now that I'm in his house, the church is worse than the streets. You got pastors doing drugs. I'm going to be real with you. When I was out in the streets, it was drug. We was selling drugs. We was drinking. We was doing everything that we wanted to do. And then when I got saved, I thought, well, I'm going to go into God's house and God's house is going to be in order. When I got here in God's house 5 years ago, them Negroes is drinking, smoking, screwing everybody, stealing, lying. They have become a portion for the material things of the world. And to me, that's an abomination. Allowing homosexuals to come up in the church, hooping and hollering. That's not what God said the church should be like. To y'all listening to the show, y'all know I'm not lying because we see it every day. If the men of God and the women of God stood on what we should have been standing on, we wouldn't have had a shutdown. Because pastors would have organized all the people in their congregations across the country and said, guess what? If you shut it down, you ain't got a job no more.
It's already been prophesied. It's a guy, and you heard it. I'm sure you know who he is, Paul Harvey. If I was the devil, if that came out in the early 60s, and I wasn't even born then, and I'm listening to Paul Harvey today, I don't know if the guy was a prophet or not, but he nailed it. So prosperity doctrine, we got, you know what? Money is a god too. So if the prosperity doctrine is where they are kneeling at the altar of, then we've already set ourselves apart. Here it is. You got the left, Democrats, and then you have the right, who still got God in their platform, Republican. We've got some bad folks over here too, but it is up to us to clean that house up. They're too far gone. They're not going to ever turn back around because sooner or later, they're going to be like Judas, and they're going to go ahead and tear them own self to and fro. But the Republican Party still got a little bit of hope before that's completely torn up.
Well, it's a funny thing that how, we have that saying like, you out there in left field, you lost your left mind. We have these sayings for a reason. And the left, the Democrats, they're out there in left field. They're out there. And so when you say the right, and people shun and they get all squirmish and like, oh my God, you're talking about the Republicans. It's like, but we're right. Hello, it's right for a reason. That's why we're called the right and they're called the left. They're out there. They're wrong. So people should draw that correlation and things will be right in the world when we do that.
And you know what? And Randy, I'm glad you said that because the Black community needs to wake up and understand that it's two wings on the bird, a right and a left, but it's still the same bird. You see, until Black people really understand that, we spend more money than everybody put together buying bull crap. Black people spend money. If somebody, just like LL Cool J, I remember this very vividly. He came out on the stage with his pants leg up and one down. It wasn't 2 or 3 days later, every Negro in the Black community had one of their pants leg up. I know I'm not lying. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah.
And don't even know why they're doing it.
Don't even see, that's the reason why that all the other races look at the Black community. We are a powerful people, but we allow ourselves to fall for the most stupidest things, and then we buy into it.
Crisscross, when they used to wear their clothes backwards in the 90s.
All of that.
I come to school one day and everybody got their clothes on backwards. I'm like, really? All right, I guess I joined in because I started doing it too.
I don't know. I'm just going to be honest. If they keep saying, well, you're not part of the culture. Thank damn God because of that, because I don't want to be a part. If that culture is that I got to teach my granddaughters that they must drop their drawers and shake their ass in order to get a man, I don't want to be a part of that culture. If I got to tell my grandchildren that you need to be dumbing down what God has given you in order to fit in, you ain't supposed to be a part of that culture. If I got to tell my grandsons that you got to go out there and smack a police officer, rob somebody to make you feel like a hood rat, then that's not the culture you need to be in. How about being a part of the godly culture? So I'm proud of what I've seen, and I'm sad of what I've seen in the last 3 weeks. But this turning point, and I know, quote unquote, that's just the turning point of knowing that 100 million youth tuned in to Charlie Kirk. We ain't got to worry about the youth because they're about to rise up and take God back into the streets and our schools.
Now, I'm glad you said that too, because now look what Charlie Kirk did. Charlie Kirk went to every college almost in America and talked about Christ. He brought the truth to black people, and black people hated him for that. The things that he said about black people and Simon Bowell, the Olympic girl, they have all become devil worshipers. They have.
Yeah. Simone Biles. I had to think about like who he said. I was like,
I knew exactly where he went. I knew exactly where he went.
You may need. Oh wait, fellas! You talking about the same Simone Biles that is an athlete Olympics, but still don't know what a man and a woman is.
Exactly.
That smoke. She deserved that smackdown. It's just like Serena Williams right now is scared of a cotton plant. We're gonna need to stop this.
Yeah, and the saddest thing of it is, you see, what I really see now. When they got the church, when they used the COVID to shut the churches down to prove to blacks who think they're educated and don't need gods because they're gods themselves, like the fraternities and sororities, then they got a good taste of what it is to be black. Because see, when you couldn't ride your Maserati around and show it off to your friends, and COVID came and you had to stay in the house, you was just like all the rest of the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have no time to go through.
Why in the world we got a warlock down here that is over the biggest, oldest historical black church? You had Planned Parenthood down the block. You had the homeless across the street. And then you had the clot shop being administered on the property. So tell me about warlock and how did that go astray?
Well, we can see that because he got to be part of, they quit serving God and started serving money. See, that's what happened there. These black pastors and got that money, man, and they doing all sorts of things with the money, and they not even reinvested into the black community because every Monday, at least $4 to $5 billion go into white banks that pastors have partaken in the United States. And $4 to $5 billion each Monday. Okay, when black churches put that money in the bank, they keep account of it. They know how much money we spend because they want to make sure that they're going to get some of it.
Then why don't they take account and sweep around their own community? Because if I'm going a block away and the house is roaring down, but there's still people living inside, then you need to go ahead and take some of those tithes and offerings and help build back up that community.
But they don't, and that's why the black community, see, when the government figured out how to capture the black community, and so when you capture the leaders in the black community, when you capture the churches, you pretty much got the black community then, because so many black people rely on their pastors to give them spiritual guidance and keep them abreast of what's going on in our world and our community. And so when you pull that away and you take that away from a people, then we're wandering. We're still in captivity as God's chosen people. In Deuteronomy 28, when it said that because of your disobedience, I'm going to scatter you all over the world. Those weren't Europeans. Those were black men and women that's been scattered all over the world. The slaves who built America. That's who we were. That's why we're God's chosen people. But because of our ignorance and our disobedience, we're still in captivity. Yeah. Because if we band together,
I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean. I just saw crabs in a bucket.
Yeah. But I have to say it because it's going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen. If the black people are going to rise up out of this mess right here, testing black people, we're being tested because for the simple fact is this: they brought the illegals here with the immigration replacement to kick our asses once and for all, take our communities, and we stay at the bottom of the totem pole forever.
Yeah.
And so
that's true.
And it's true. And so black people now, I'm glad black people waking up before it get too late. We still got a chance right now. We still got a chance right now with President Trump in. Whether y'all hate Trump or not, Trump got this country back on track. all the deceptions that they're using, gas prices down, food prices down, the economy is better. And I heard a Negro woman on the thing talking about, well, it's Donald Trump's fault that we shut it down, and we had to shut it down because, and I'm thinking, y'all the ones, okay, see how this is the mindset, and I don't know how any black person, not one black person, not one common sense black person. I'm talking about our brothers and sisters who might not have a lot of education, but they done using common sense, and they're waking up and say, we don't want no more parts of the Democratic Party.
Well, if they don't understand 101 civics, that 60 votes is 60 votes, then they need to start back at Schoolhouse Rock. Learn how a bill is made. Okay, that is so simplistic. This is not Trump's fault. That's why I can't talk to people that don't have a grain of sense about civics 101, because when you're blaming the president of the United States and not realizing there's 3 separate branches, and actually American citizens is number 4 because we actually ones that vote for these people, then if they don't understand the basic concept and they just want to go back to colorism, then you need to knock the dust off your feet and your heel and push it to the next man. They too far gone.
Go ahead,
Pastor Lowery, I didn't want to get ahead of your video if you have a video about the vote. However, like, part of the reason why we have this shutdown is because Democrats did not get their way about having Medicaid go to illegal aliens. And they're saying, well, it's not about that. Yeah, it is about that. That's exactly what it's about. They have documentation. During the Biden administration, they had a law in place that allowed illegal immigrants to get ER treatment from our hospitals at the taxpayer's dime. When Trump got elected, they got rid of that crap. And when they were doing this push to close the government, that was top of their list of demands that they wanted back. So we cannot capitulate to them, because I don't want my tax dollars going to that crap.
Randy, I know that you've been dealing with this thing over in Texas. Why don't you tell our listeners what's in the bill and why the Republicans did not go along with the Democrats to keep the country open? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure thing. So in the bill, for those that don't want to believe me or believe us, you can go do your own independent research, go to congress.gov and pull up the continuing resolution itself, and you can read to it. You can skip all the minutia and go straight to page 54, where the Democrats have their piece in there, and you can start there and read for yourself.
Well, we know what happened.
A total $0.2 trillion.
Randy started.
Yeah, they want $1.2 trillion.
You froze for a second, Randy.
You froze for a second.
Oh man, I froze.
See, you were cooking too. You were cooking.
Yeah, they don't want you to know. Go to congress.gov. Go to congress.gov and pull up the continuing resolution, which, by the way, the Democrats have voted for 13 times. Congress has passed the same bill, the same exact one, the same funding levels and everything, 13 different times. And
they working
so
on him.
All of a sudden now, the Democrats are trying to reverse a lot of it. They try to reverse a lot of the provisions from the One Big Beautiful Bill, and they try to get $1.2 trillion for the illegal immigrants for their medical care. That's what this whole fight is about. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you don't want to believe us, go read it for yourself. If you don't want to go read it for yourself, then you're just being complicit in the fact of the talking points that it's Trump's fault, it's the Republicans' fault. As to Lucretia's point, the Senate has they have the filibuster.
Well, they messing with Randy, ain't they?
Oh yeah, I know they're probably getting me. The filibuster requires 60 votes. So if they can, some people say, well, why don't they just suspend the filibuster? No, you cannot suspend a filibuster when it's tied to fiscal legislation. Yes. So that's the thing that people don't know and don't understand. So the Democrats are the one that's holding it up. If every Republican is voting for it, with the inclusion of three Democrats, then how is it that the Republicans are holding it? Is that fault? Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Stop.
Well, they
DC. That's all I gotta say about that. I know I know the communists are hacking me right now.
They hacking you. Every time you get ready to put some information out, they got you like,
yeah. I know it's story of my life.
But go look at it what Randy's talking about, and that's what we're doing with this show. We trying to jog.
Yes,
we trying to jog the American citizens' mind. The research, especially Black citizens. Black citizens need to be researching as much as possible because we don't know. We're not allowing ourselves to learn why we should be protesting and when we should not be protesting. But the Black community ain't protesting nothing except for this last election when we came out, especially in Chicago, and voted 47% for Trump. And so that was the wake-up call to the Democrats. And ever since then, every Black community across this country realized it's been the Democrats who are doing it. It's the Democrats who holding up, who shut the country down because of this. Let me drop this out here right quick. See, over the weekend here in Chicago, that was a big melee. It was a riot. See, when it's Black people, it's a riot. When Mexicans or white folks, it's a melee.
Melee, yeah.
So the melee that happened in Chicago, I'm gonna play a little bit of that. This is what happened in Broadview, your town, Randy. Now, somebody coughing. They better be glad them rubber bullets.
Yeah.
I heard that they hurt, though.
Yeah, they hurt. They'll leave they'll break the bone on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's devil worship down there.
Now, I gotta say this, guys. Okay, so you are an illegal. And illegal means that you're not supposed to be here, that you have broken the law to be here illegally. Mm-hmm. How the hell is it that you here being illegal, that you would stage a protest and you're out there trying to fight ICE and the National Guard, and you ain't got no business being here in the first place? Mm-hmm. What kind of cojones is that?
They getting paid. They getting paid. If you're not, they're not over a couple of days ago, Trump kind of let it out that Soros needs to be investigated because now they're starting to investigate the DOJ, the FBI, the ATF, all of them are now starting to follow where the money is going. The ACLU, the Defamation League, Act Blue, Soros, Stacey Abrams, they need to now start making account of where all that money that is going to these rioters to tap our streets.
And that
Soros agenda.
And that's it right in that book tells you what's happening to us in the United States. And
Amen. Exactly.
So
read it.
The thing that I wanted to show that piece, because these people have the audacity to be out there fighting against the law. And the sad thing of it is you got Black people out there. You got some ignorant Negroes out there with them protesting.
Of course.
Well, it ain't Pookie or Ray Ray. I can tell you now, Lil Pookie and Ray Ray is literally in their house with their camera phones peeking out the window because they know they own paper. So they know that the FBI, the ICE, and the military ain't gonna play with them.
Yeah, they're on the ICE app. They like, let me see where these jokers at so I can go the other way. I am not going to be amongst them. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And the crazy part is, it's not only the Soros agenda that's funding this, but you have a lot of these non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and these
Yes.
nonprofits that are funneling the money in through different mechanisms, and they're funding all these operations as well. You could go and look and see, and you could name any organization out there, and you can see. Go into OpenSecrets.com, folks. There you go. I'm finna use some more.
OpenSecrets.com.
I'm finna educate you some more, Ray. I might get blocked here again. But OpenSecrets.com, you can put in any organization out there, and you can see exactly where the money is coming in. And another location you can go to FEC.gov, and you can see all these PACs and other nonprofit organizations that are politically driven, and you can see who the donors are, where the money is coming from, and you can draw those lines from there and see, oh, okay, well, this is not organic. This is something that's being funded. And
Yes.
and that tells you everything you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. So it's just crazy to me. We need to shut it down.
We know the Urban League and the Black
ACLU.
Yeah, the ACLU and the Black Cattle Caucus or whatever the hell those Negroes' name is. I mean, you're talking about the Divine Nine, the fraternities, sororities. They're the house Negroes and the gatekeepers. Because what they're doing is they're getting the money and keep screaming, DEI, DEI. And concerning the Divine Nine, see, if the body of the Divine Nine woke up and looked at the leadership that's taking this money, and all of y'all still black, y'all young black Greeks, y'all black Negroes, y'all not Greek. The Greek learns from the Africans. The Romans learned from the Africans. Everybody went to Timbuktu. That's the first university on the earth, and it was in Africa. So you need to get your head out your butt and understand who you really are and start supporting the real black community that allowed you to go to college to get your seats, who allowed you, huh?
But Pastor, I thought Timbuktu was a land far, far away that really didn't exist.
You know what, Randy? You correct. That's what the left want black people to believe.
Exactly. Yep.
Because they took it out. They took African black history out of the schools, because if our black children grew up and knew how they got to where they was at, they wouldn't be doing the stupid stuff that they're doing, and they would be focusing on how to get their kids to the next level with generational wealth, instead of out there hollering, "Hey!" with the big fake booties jumping.
Yeah,
all that old twiggling and wiggling and stuff. It doesn't mean anything. Exactly. And here we are in 2025, and black people sitting at the bottom of the totem pole, and now they don't let the migrants coming in. It's just like they're telling black people, we don't even give a damn about you. Now that you know we don't give a damn, we're going to keep doing what we're going to do to you, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. That's the slogans of the Democrats, and that's why we're in this mess. But I want to play this clip, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. You know, King Jeffrey. King Jeffrey and Chuck Schumer, they're the biggest crooks out here. And they had enough nerve, because they're trying to sway the American people and patriots across this country to think that it's the Republicans who will shut the government down. When every Republican voted to keep it open, it was the Democrats who shut it down. But let's put this out there, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
Very large differences on health care.
During the fight over the government shutdown, something beautiful happened. A special moment where Trump even used his X account to show the world this.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while, until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
The Democrats, like angry librarians, responded exactly how you'd think they would.
Yesterday, the president posted an offensive deepfake AI video of Leader Jeffries and me, with sombreros, fake music, impersonating my voice through AI. It wasn't me.
Wait. That wasn't you? Really, Chuck? That looks and sounds a lot like you.
This is Trump AI attack. It's a video. I'm not going to play the whole video because we don't find it meets our standards or is newsworthy.
There's some breaking news here. MSNBC has standards. It's kind of incredible if you take 3 seconds to think about the insane shit they've broadcast.
It's basically this ridiculous, hateful, kind of bigoted, doctored image. In the video, he has the politicians saying things they don't really say. So we're the news. We're not going to tell you what it is because it's false. We have that standard.
It's hard to believe they can actually be that stupid, but it's possible. You have to assume this is extreme gaslighting at work here. The most concerning part of this is people watch this slop and believe it.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
What?
Wait a minute. I gotta stop. Wait a minute. We gotta talk about that. Hold up.
Well, JD Vance said it today on the news. He said, if they are willing to negotiate and we can agree on the CR, then the sombreros will stop.
But you know what?
Oh man.
He acted like, you know what? I would just love to see him. Just can I just have him for about 2 hours? Just give me Hakeem Jeffries for about 2 hours, and then y'all don't need to see him for a couple of weeks because he'll have lumps all over him. He's really stupid to think that black people are going to continue to fall in line with the damn Democrats and the foolishness they're doing to our country. Lucretia,
Hakeem Jeffries is Dollar Store Obama. That's what they call him.
He said, "Stop calling him that."
Well,
what you say? Well, you know what? Obama is the Dollar Tree. The dollar store is a little bit better than the Dollar Tree because we don't find out the Obama don't know what the hell he is. He don't know. Just like you said the last show, Randy, I was watching the show, and this Negro crossed his legs up like a woman so tight. He didn't have no Jimmy down there. If it did, it died. Okay.
It's shriveled up into his navel. Gone. There ain't no way. I actually tried to demonstrate that with my wife the other night. I said, "Watch." I said, "It's like physically impossible for me to do it," and I really, literally tried, and it just would not go. But it was like my legs were like, "Nope, we just can't. My hip bone won't even let me." It's like,
well, if it's something that you don't never use, then it ain't gonna be visible. Okay, so Obama can cross his legs because there's head behind the two Austin mountains that he called whatever. Okay, but
oh man, go ahead, Pass. Go ahead.
Lucretia, you look like you want to say something down there. You just
listen. Anytime I hear Jeffrey, I'm looking at Cory Booker. I am looking at Barack Obama, and they all sound like Westmoreland. I don't know why all of these black men are mimicking that confused ass man, because I can't call Barack Obama black. He is not. He is a true definition of an African American. His daddy was from Kenya, and his mama is white as snow. So I can't call him no black man because he don't represent y'all.
Well, he is not a man. We already know that. He lost his man status when he was at Harvard College, and Professor Pepper Johnson told him, well, the professor told me, well, I had a homosexual professor who kept me in line. I wonder what line he kept you in, over the table?
Yes. When you understand that Hakeem Jeffries don't care about the Americans, period. He want that seat. They all want that seat at the globalist table because in the last 5 years, not Trump term for the last 6-7 months, but they was all taking their cues from the New World Order. They was taking their cues from Soros. They was taking their cues from Klaus Schwab. They was all made promises to sell out our sovereignty and sell out our soul of America. So what do you get? You start with, because you got Nancy Pelosi. We're not going to give illegals anything. You had Joe Biden. We're not going to give illegals anything. So you got this montage of the early 2000s of them standing up for American citizens. And then you look at the lies that they're putting out there today. So for anybody that they could continue to follow the Democratic Party, I'm sorry. We're so unequally yoked with these people. We're not supposed to be talking to them at all.
Well, you know, Dre, would you want to climb in on that, Dre? You being a little studious today. He down there.
All I got is this. Like we're talking about him. All I got is this. I have this book by Mark Historian about how he changed America through immigration. People need to read it. He's changed America in a lot of different ways, and you guys are hitting all the points. I am just taking notes.
Well, let me play just a little bit more because I love this part. This King Jeff.
We're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
What does that shameful man do? After a meeting where you're supposed to be working out details, where you're supposed to be negotiating a deal, you post something that draws a sombrero and a mustache?
Oh no, not a sombrero. No good troll could just let that one slip away. I don't know. For all the hate AI gets, I think we've found the perfect way to use it.
I am not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit. It's getting old, homie. My name is not Dollar Store Obama. Okay, pendejo? Órale! Arriba! Arriba!
Have you heard them ever talk so much about a sombrero?
Yeah, it's been a subject and really overused subject all day up here today. So, yeah, who knew, right? That you could get this kind of content and get this kind of vibe going about it. Yeah.
And after all that was over, Trump posted photos of the Trump 2028 hats he gave to Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. Reportedly, he also showed them his wall of president photos where Joe Biden's was replaced with an auto pen machine.
We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
Guys,
this is the funniest thing. This thing with the hat is the funniest thing because this happened at a real meeting. And Hakeem Jeffries said that the hat came from nowhere. He said it was weird. It's just 2028, but like it is just he is President Trump through his trolling is controlling the media because every time he throws them a bone, they jump on it. Like and they fight each other over it.
Yes,
and it's just ridiculous. But he's playing chess and they're playing checkers or sorry or whatever, some other game. It's just not the game that he's playing.
Yeah. Well, you know, with and you see it, you would think that Hakeem Jeffries that's a black man. You would think that black politicians would be whatever he is, I don't know what he is. He looked like something. I mean, he's a mutt, that's for sure. But you would think that they want the black community to vote for them. And here he is fighting for the Mexicans to get our money, to take our community, to cause crime. You know, when over the weekend, and I want to say this to the American people and patriots across this country, a friend of mine, Terry Newsom, was with Ben Bergquam when they was out there. You know, Ben that with Real American Voices that was on our show. They were out there, and believe me, how is it that these black politicians should be running to open the government up to make sure that the American people are being taken care of? And it shows to the American people and patriots across this country, it's the Democratic Party who's fighting against the Republicans, and they're the ones who shut the country down, but they all out in the news talking about, oh, the Republicans did this and did that. And the vote tells you that it was the Democratic Party guys who voted against keeping our government open. So don't get it twisted. These people that are walking around talking about, well, the Trump did this. It's not about Trump. It's about what the Democrats did They're supposed to be for the American people, but we can actually see their major concern is making sure the illegals can stay in this country to keep doing what they're doing.
I will add this.
Go ahead.
I was going to add this. It's actually AOC. If they want to blame Trump, they actually got to blame AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is controlling the Senate and those House Democrats, and she even said it herself. She said, if they want to negotiate, they need to come to my office. And then Nancy Pelosi had to come.
Up because Nancy Pelosi pissed off right about him.
Yeah. Nancy Pelosi had to come back and say she ain't running nothing. You don't go to her. Don't go to her. She ain't running nothing. No, she running it because no one else aside from Nancy Pelosi corrected that. Chuck Schumer didn't correct it. Jeffries didn't correct it. So obviously, she's running the show.
Randy,
too scared.
Find out what AOC is, and I'm gonna call Tom Homan and send ICE over there because she's the illegal alien too. She ain't got no business being here anyway. And you notice, can y'all notice that all of these people, the Omar lady that married her brother, all of them are here illegally, and they are in our Senate and they are in the House. So we need to get them out of here.
Wait. Did you hear what happened over the weekend and earlier this week in Minnesota? They said the majority of the illegals in Minnesota, 80% of them have some kind of fraud. All of their immigration paperwork, 80% of the illegals in Minnesota, the Muslims in Minnesota, has something fraudulently trying to get over here. That's from Ilhan Omar marrying her brother, all the way to the mayor, all the way up there. And this just came out from the Justice Department.
And that's the governor of that state is Tampon T. And he says, well, I want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom.
And then another stat, 25% of the GDP for Somalia comes from Minnesota.
Yes.
And the remittances.
And
they're making money. They're all making money through the fraud.
Say that one more time. The GDP.
The GDP for the country of Somalia. Yeah.
Comes from where?
It comes from the United States, from Minnesota specifically, through the remittances.
See, these are the things. That's why we do this show, folks. We're trying to jog. We want to make you think. We want to make you understand that you have to research. We're putting information out there because I had one of my cousins. I love you, Q, my cousin out in Kalamazoo, Michigan. He called me last week and said, man, you ought to stop that. I said, what you talking about? He said, man, y'all be telling the truth and y'all making me go research. He was like, man, I don't want He said, every time y'all say something on the show, we research.
I mean, Randy brought out 2 books, like for people to read and gave them a website.
Right, exactly. And so now Black people are researching. They watching the show. Even I know Brandon and JB.
Wait a minute. My dad's always told me, in order for you want to hide anything from the Black community, put it in a book.
Put it in a book.
Get up and read it to begin with.
That's true. You put it in a book because it's old niggas ain't gonna read no books. Just put it in a book.
We're encouraging them to read because they're hearing what we're saying. They're just like, I want to check into this now.
Yeah.
So,
my dad made me read. My fathers, all 3 of them, said that if you want to be anything, they can take your money, take your life, take everything, but they can't take your knowledge. Here's a book. Turn off the damn TV and read. That was all of my fathers made me read.
But, you know, that's when the Black family was intact, reading was fundamental. And let me say this, because I can remember when I was 5, every time my mama would have some of her friends over to the house, she was showing me off. She'd bring me in, read the Bible. I'd have to be. I was the entertainment. Count your multiplications 1 through 12. I was only 5, and they were like, I was going through it. And see, parents was teaching their children to be smart. They was teaching us to understand the society that we was going to grow up in, and that's what's missing today. That's why they had to kill the church, which the family structure died in the Black community. Then they went after the schools, and I'm telling you what happened. They went after the schools and got our kids. First, they got the prison system going, and then they got the Black man out the Black family with the welfare. Then they opened up the jails and put them in jails. And it's all about money because when the jails was privatized under the Bill Clinton, then everybody started investing into the jails. And guess who the commodity was?
Black men, the rap game, the hip hop industry. That's why they had that closed door meeting with all of the top hip hoppers in the late 80s to tell you this: we about to privatize the community, we about to privatize the prison, and we're going to need for you to shift the dynamics of the rap industry and the rap music and start bringing in more of the angry music, NWA, F the Police, coming straight from the underground. And then that rage, that's why they say watch what you listen to, because that melody, that music actually does something to you. So now you have the culture of rage, the culture of YNs. So they ain't nothing but a revolving door to continue to make money off of them. They don't need slaves anymore. They just got YNs and white YNs. So it's the same thing, ignorant ass people.
Yep. And not only that too, see the left is smart, because they said, how do we keep making money off black folks? And so the commodity with the crack and the guns, now we got the prisons private. Now all of the manufacturing companies was going to the prisons and using convict labor, Bill Barker shoes, Gloria Vanderbilt, with all of these designer clothes people. They didn't make no manufacturers. They went to the prisons and had black men who worked for $1 an hour to make their pants and their bill blasts and all of that. And then they had enough nerve to say, we don't want black people to wear our stuff. And then stupid black...
minute, Pastor. Wait a minute. The three strike you off, out. 1994 crime bill.
Yes, that was Joe Biden.
Wait a minute, but who was before Joe Biden? You just said it. Arkansas, Clintons, all of them. So when you they set us up for failure a long time ago, and now when I turn on the radio, how is ratchet red? My elbows is wet and my coochie stink. How is that on the radio? And you got whack. You know, if your twat is that wet, you're gonna need to go to the clinic and get a shot. Okay, so for that to be on the radio. Radio right now, they setting us up for failure, and it's in the black community, so they're not pushing it in the white community.
No, I don't know if you know, but I grew up in the age of like old school R&B. So while Pastor David Lowery was like giving like a school lesson to like entertain the family, me and my siblings, we would like put on R&B routines and sing songs to be that type of entertaining. Now my parents made sure we did our homework too, but like we did that. So, but those songs weren't, you know, like ratchet. It wasn't. It's not at the level that it's at now.
Have you heard "Hole in the Wall"? Y'all were some raunchy ass people back there too. Now, "Hole in the Wall." We know what that.
You didn't sing that one.
Got the hole in the wall. And Mel Waiters. Hey, what y'all know about Mel Waiters? Come on now. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you do it, Lucretia. You're not gonna talk about my boy. I had many a fun nights with Mel Waiters in the background.
Talking about the hole in the wall.
Yes.
Yep. And Friday Night Fish Fry. You know.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Because the blues, you know, blues was a era of music that depicted everything in the black community. You know what I'm saying?
It was our daily livelihood. You're absolutely right. And growing up in the late 80s, 90s Chicago, you know, we couldn't go to the club per se, but we had those house parties in the basement.
Yeah, we had them.
And
Daddy
and granddaddy, daddy or granddaddy or grandma even. They pull out that, you know, that 45 and those 8 tracks, and they was our DJ, you know, as kids. They was like, y'all don't know nothing about this. Let me put this on for y'all. And we were like, oh, okay. You know, the Kool-Aid jug that got spiked with the what was it, Signum 7?
Yep.
And we turning up, you know, but we got home safely. And we talked about it in class the next day and laughed about it and everything else, and we look forward to it again the following weekend. But that was the culture, that was the okay culture back then. And then all of a sudden, here come the rap music, like you said, and the hip hop music that just went crazy. Because I grew up on NWA, Ice Cube, I can't think of his name right now. Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah,
I grew up on all that. Yeah, you know, and it was Scarface, Ghetto Boys. It was
say this, man.
It was crazy.
When did this happen? You know,
man, look.
Baby, listen to what I'm saying now. Now, when I was coming up, black women have always had big, nice, round booties.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. A natural round patootie is what got a black man eyes up. But
cornbread fed. That's what that is. Right now, everybody on Ozempic. They want they want the butt that don't match the thighs.
Right. right. Because I'm sort of taken back, man, because having a huge butt like that, and how do you clean it?
You can't. And
I got a normal butt, and I
women don't do water hose. Y'all gotta understand that women don't do this for y'all. They do it to impress other women. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, you said something about a natural born woman. Well, that really changed when drag queens got on the front line, because all of these people, all these women now, Real Housewives, all these rich plastic women, they look like drag queens, every last one of them. So it's not for y'all. It's not BBLs are not for y'all. It's to make another woman envious and say, "Look at me." But I'm sorry, you cannot clean that ass because you can't reach around and wrench it. Okay, so that's pretty much it.
Well, a friend of mine said, a friend of mine, and I saw something on the news about it. Some with a Cardi B, her butt rotting out or something like that. It got rotten and whatever.
Oh, it stinks. It stinks. It gives a smell of dead flesh. And if you go through any type of surgery like that, especially having any kind of C-section, that is rotten flesh. So it's going to come out through the floor. So her booty do stink. I don't blame Tay Diggs for slapping that. But when you slap it that much, you get that wave off that foam. It's just like farting and undercover, and you're just putting your hand under there. That's pretty much what. Did I go there with y'all? I'm sorry.
She's talking about the Dutch oven, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what the Dutch oven is, that's exactly what that was. You fart under the covers and you drag it over the person's head. For men, the men out there, the military men, we probably done that to our wives a few times.
It's like
after we ate some MREs.
It's like the day. It's like the delay fart reaction. That's when you under the cover, you fart about 3 hours ago, and then you move and the cover come up, and you be like, God, hey, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
You immediately go to the shower. You're like, wait a minute, something ain't right. I'm tripping. Hold on. Let me go get in the shower real fast.
It's funny, but it's really sad that our black women have get into this whole thing of competing to see who got the biggest butt. And I was well unaware of that, because I'm thinking when I got back out here into the dating game, I was like, wow, it's a lot of big booty women out here. They must be eating a lot of soul food and all of that. And then a friend of mine told me, said, man, dude, that ain't them natural booties. I said, what you mean? Well, they went and got the BBLs. And I'm like, what the hell is the BBL? And when he told me, I was like, oh, for real? You would spend $10,000 or $20,000 for them to cut your back open and stuff dead meat into your butt so it can shake.
No, it does not happen like that. You could go on the backwoods of somebody projects. They'll use a huge needle, suck all the fat all around the places you don't want it, and they're supposed to refine it, but they don't. This is backdoor stuff, and they just push it up in your ass cheeks and mold it until. But then now they got synthetic stuff. They're using motor oil. They're using a whole people dying to vanity. But there's a song that kept running through my head, Natural Woman. Feels like a natural woman. I want to die that way. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, we got off key, but that's okay. It's all about the culture. Okay? We're talking about things that we need to fix in our community and get back to common sense. Yes. But to the American people of patriots across this country, we want you to know one thing for sure. And you have to do the research, but we are giving it to you. It was not the Republican Party who shut the federal government down. So when you see all these Negroes coming up talking about Trump and they did this and they did that, simply go to the register and see who voted to shut the country down. And it was all the Democrats who did it. And the reason why they did it, like you said, Randy, is they want to make sure they can keep the illegals here by continuing to give them taxpayer dollars and to keep giving them Medicare and Medicaid and housing vouchers. That was the main thing that they said that they wanted to do, is we got to make sure the illegals stay here. And that's why they voted the bill down. All the Democrats voted the bill down because they want to keep telling black people, we got y'all, we got you, we don't worry, we got you. You got us right at the bottom of the totem pole, and you told us you didn't have no reparation money, but you're finding all sorts of money, and you're fighting like hell to black people. The Democrats are fighting like hell to get money for the illegals, and they told us they couldn't give us nothing for reparations, but only to study to see if we qualify for it.
We finally have a president that the deep state, the Democrats, or the rhinos can't blackmail, threaten, or kill at this point. So if it's the same Donald Trump that negotiated way in the 80s and the 70s against his own father in the state of Florida, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, he's no longer afraid of y'all. So they have already played their hands. They've already indicted him. They already sniffed his wife draws and went through all his books. So now Trump just standing firm, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Well, they don't like the fact that he's doing what they did to him. They did all these things to him. They charged him 38 times. They came after his real estate, Letitia James. Now she did the same stuff. They've been to charge her. I mean, Braggs came after him. All of them came after him, and President Trump survived that. And I think that was one of the things that resonated with the black community, because he had 38 felonies against him. Y'all black men out here, y'all might cross the street jaywalking, and y'all get 15 felonies, so you ain't coming out. Trump just had the money to fight to get this out into the public and show the American people just how horrible the Democratic Party is. And they need to be disbanded immediately. They've crossed the line. They're not concerned about the American people, because if they did, all the Democrats would have voted for this bill instead of holding the American people hostage, talking about, well, y'all need to feed the illegals, and then we'll go ahead and open the country up. Let me play this by J.D. Vance.
About illegal alien benefits. Look, the text is very clear, and I even saw, I think it was George Stephanopoulos in an interview with Mike Johnson, did a fact check that was totally rooted in baseless claims. It was basically Democrat propaganda. If you look at the legislative text that they gave us, they tried to turn on two separate provisions that would give health care benefits to illegal aliens. Number one, if you're an American citizen, you've been to a hospital in the last few years, you probably noticed that wait times are especially large, and very often somebody who's there in the emergency room waiting is an illegal alien, very often a person who can't even speak English. Why do those people get health care benefits at hospitals paid for by American citizens? The answer is a decision made by the Biden administration that the Trump administration, working with congressional Republicans, undid. We turned off that money spigot to health care funding for illegal aliens. The Democrats, in their legislative text, want to turn it back on. That's one thing. The second thing, Matt, is we all know that there are various ways in which the Biden administration waved away illegal immigration status. They gave parolees, they gave asylum claims to people who weren't really claiming asylum. And when they waved the magic wand of amnesty, giving millions of people legal status, even though they were in the country illegally, they also gave those people access to health care benefits. So what the Democrats are engaging in is a sleight of hand. They're saying, no, no, no. Those weren't illegal aliens who were getting health care benefits, even though everybody, knows they were in the country illegally. It's a lie told by the Democrats that they're not trying to give health care benefits to illegal aliens. It's a lie that is obviously untrue if you just look at the text that they gave us. And all you have to do is understand that this is about who benefits. We think the American people's government ought to benefit American citizens. The Democrats are willing to shut it down to benefit illegal aliens. The contrast couldn't be more clear. Peter.
Thank you, Vice President Vance. The big holdup is, of course, that you guys say illegal immigrants are getting taxpayer-funded health care. Democrats say you're lying. that makes it feel like it could be a really long shutdown. Is this going to be a long shutdown?
You know, I don't know. I can't predict what congressional Democrats are going to do, Peter, but I actually don't think it's going to be that long of a shutdown. This is a pure guess from the Vice President of the United States because I think you already saw some evidence that.
Okay, Randy, go ahead.
So, ladies and gentlemen, patriots, Americans across the world, in the words of Pastor Lowery there. So I anticipate that this shutdown will last at least 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because what the intent is for President Trump and Russ Vought. If you don't know who Russ Vought is, he is the OMB director, the Office of Management and Budget, who actually controls the money that goes, to the different departments and everything else. They are about to tear up the government. They're about to fire everybody because what the Democrats did was they turned the ball over to the White House and said, "Hey, we can't do our job. You do our job for us." So the green light for Project 2025 has been turned on, and they finna clean up the government and shut down all this stuff. All these non-essential federal workers, they're about to get fired and thrown out the door. So that they're hoping this lasts at least 2 weeks on the back end.
Well, you know what, and that would be good too because this would allow President Trump to drain the swamp and get the rest of these Democrat implants that are using the government and stalling things. We got to get them out of office so that our country can get ran again. But the point that we made very clear, and J.D. Vance co-signed it, stating that it's been the Democrats who shut our country down. We should be holding them accountable. There should no longer be a Democratic Party because all of them should be arrested for treason. When you see the Democrats coming on the TV lying, talking about it was Trump who did it, we already know who did it because you can count the votes on who passed and who didn't. That's all you have to do. And when you research and find out that that all of the Democrats voted against, except for 3, to shut our country down.
Yeah.
Lucretia, your last words. We got to get out of here, y'all. It's been fun.
I hope to see y'all in 2 weeks. And there's a whole bunch of people not furloughed, but fired.
Yes.
Absolutely. And he said that to these Democrats that he's possibly going to fire people if they allowed the shutdown to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump doesn't go back on his word. He's going to shrink the government. That's what Republicans like to do. But I'd like to leave people with these thoughts because I think this is important. Immigration policy is not to benefit illegal immigrants. It is to benefit Americans. So we have to manage our policies so that happens. And right now we've seen that the Democrats are not interested in managing that policy so that it happens that way. And those words summed up nicely, not verbatim, come from Barbara Jordan. We have to manage our immigration policy so that the policies benefit Americans.
Randy, your last words.
I just want to say thank you, everyone. This is a phenomenal opportunity to discuss what's going on out here in the streets. And I would just encourage everyone to please do your research. Please read. If you see a talking point go across your screen or from a talking head, research it. Fact check it yourself. Go do that independent research and see for yourself what is the truth. That's all we out here to do is tell the truth. Thank you. See y'all next time.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend, and we might do this again tomorrow. Folks, I want to thank you for tuning in to the show. And to our listeners, we're trying to narrow it on down to you can go watch our channel. Our shows will be on our new channel. That's LetTheTruthBeTold.lightcast.com. LetTheTruthBeTold.lightcast.com. That's our channel. You can go to our channel. You can watch us on Apple. You can watch us on Roku, Fire Stick, Amazon, you name it. You can find our show there and watch it and share it around because we want everybody. We're trying to get off the Facebook, and because Facebook throws the monkey wrench in when they want to and try to keep us from telling the truth. So we want people to start watching our channel. Go to the channel. Our shows will be live there. We'll continue to show up on the other feeds as usual, but we're encouraging our listeners and our viewers to go to letthetruthbetold.lightcast.com and watch our show from the television station, as well as watch our other shows that we have there at the channel. We got a channel just like Netflix and Sling and all the rest of them. So you can go to our archives and watch our previous shows. And that's what this is about, educating the American people and patriots across this country. These are my last words. Folks, now that we know that it has been the Democratic Party, and it need to be shown this way to the American people and patriots across this country, we should be sick and tired of what we've seen and how the Democrats have tried to sabotage our country and make it seem like it's other people doing it, but it's really them. So I'm telling the American people and patriots across this country, especially the Black citizens, midterm elections is coming up. And what we've seen these Democrats have done, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, the confusing our kids, they've done this to our country so that they can take control of us. But thank God that President Trump got in. He stopped all of this mess. And now it's time for us to stand with him so that we can turn this thing around and make our country great again. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in.